Going over to the political part podcast, you have the Minnesota mayor saying that you shouldn't say prayers to the children of the Minnesota Catholic shooter, but the same person prayed for George Floyd and BLM and knelt down for those things. So, typical leftist mayor. Now, this is brought to us thanks to Libby Emmons, one of my favorite writers. Now, she says, quote, Jacob Frey got on his knees before George Floyd and BLM, but a bunch of Catholic kids don't warrant our prayers. And she's a writer at the Post Millennial, and the Post Millennial says is just, they're just quoting the mayor, so without too much further ado. Well, pull that up there. There we go.
Those families are suffering immense pain right now. Think of this as if it were your own. Every one of us needs to be wrapping our arms around these families, giving them every ounce that we can muster. These were Minneapolis families. These were American families. And the amount of pain that they are suffering right now is extraordinary. And don't just say this is about thoughts and prayers right now. These kids were literally praying. It was the first week of school. They were in a church. These are kids that should be learning with their friends. They should be playing on the playground. They should be able to go to school or church in peace without the fear or risk of violence, and their parents should have the same kind of assurance. These are the sort of basic assurances that every family should have, every step of the day, regardless of where they are in our country.
And that got about 31,000 views, as well as 1.4 thousand likes, which, spoiler, it's also a very much leftist state. They don't have constitutional carry there. In some states, it is very prohibitive to actually get your concealed carry permit. Sometimes they require multiple in-person day trainings, which again, if you're someone who's working 40 plus hours a week and physically have to be at work, makes it more and more difficult to get those trainings for certifications. Again, some states have constitutional carry, where again, if you're a law-abiding citizen, you can pass a 4473 in a background check. Then you're allowed to carry wherever, as long as you don't see signs banning it at private areas or some government buildings. And you also have some states where you just got to take a quick online training and a quick, sometimes it's a proficiency test in terms of you go to the range and you take some shots at target and they rate you, as well as a written exam. But again, some places it's very difficult to actually be able to defend yourself, like California, New York, Minneapolis, Minnesota, and got about 1.2 thousand likes and 31,000 views. One of the first comments, though, not first by number of likes, but the most handsome and brilliant of all the comments. Me, the topping show, I say, quote, he knelt on his knees for for his religion, leftist ideologies, not for the innocent and pure, getting 4 likes. We also have Dr. Interracial saying, quote, Frey also turned down security for non-public schools. And says, Education Minnesota, did you or did you not lobby against non-public schools being able to receive security funds to secure the schools? DFL, Trifecta, defended private security for schools. And I got 14 likes. Choose Liberty says, F him. I hope Trump sends in the National Guard, getting 3 likes, which, again, that wouldn't help, I don't think, with this particular instance. Now, what Trump could do, I don't know if they would, but he could either pass an executive order or some type of policy, short-term pass an executive order that would say pass constitutional carry all in the U.S. That would be very revolutionary. I don't think he will. I mean, he's definitely not the most pro-gun president out there. I wish he's doing, I'm glad he's done some things. Again, with the NFA tax dollar going to 0. Shouldn't exist at all. They should have repealed it, but nevertheless, there's some good gun things he's doing, but he also, banned bump stocks famously. I don't think he would actually pass an executive order for constitutional carry. But even if he did, in terms of like federal land, I mean, there'd be federal buildings that are on, state land. I really wouldn't affect much because, again, highways, majority of states have the castle doctrine that extends from your house, where, again, your house, in most states, you're allowed to own a gun and defend yourself and your family, not like places like New Jersey, where you have a right to retreat, where, legal burden is for you to remove yourself from that situation. Terrible place. But in terms of, again, castle doctrine extending to your vehicle, again, if you're going on highways, that's federal highways, federal roads. But I'm not sure what could Trump do in this situation to actually allow more citizens to defend themselves when, again, this is on the state. I mean, this is a state issue. Let me know in the comments, what could Trump do? He could put federal troops there, but again, there's so many churches in the United States. It would be logistically, I don't think you'd have federal employees I don't think it's logistically feasible to have the federal employee at every single one, as much as that might help. You also have Jonathan Dean for Senate says, WTF is wrong with you? 2 kids were just murdered in church, and you make up some BS to hide Republican liability for that? Getting 3 likes. And a contrarian statement or a response. Notre Dame says, how's it a Republican liability? It appears this trans person hates Republicans and Christians. It is Republicans' fault. Is it a Republican's fault a mentally ill person with guns isn't committed to an institution? There you can see the trans shooter had a bunch of magazines with anti-Trump language written on the magazines. David says, Democrats love to grandstand on fresh graves of dead children. Game 5, it's like 6 likes. But yeah, mark my word, they will say we need to ban black guns now, aka, AR-15s variants. Legion Woodhouse says, it's so obviously not what he's saying. Getting 12 likes? Was there a contrarian statement down there? Or a response? No, he's not ratioed. Splendid Finch says, phrase beyond awful. See, more and more people are taking the screenshot of the magazine that says kill Trump. But yeah, unfortunately, I mean, it's just what leftists do. They will call for more gun restrictions. They won't actually look at what could be this year, like, big pharma, bad parenting, these surgeries these kids are getting. They just want to disarm us. So unfortunately, I think that will be what they call for. But let me know your thoughts, because as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. Again, trying to get to 6,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so click that button. I greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down in the comments. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone, everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.